Hey, this is Gary Moore, animator and co-director of Lifeboat, the winning entry to Bricks & Motion's Movie Magic Contest. My brother Greg and I tried out some new techniques on this project, and I thought I'd dive into them here. First off, we have the waves. This is something I wanted to try for a while, inspired at least in part by the kinetic sculptures of Jason Alleman, and also by David Pagano's Go Miniman Go video, which features basically a digital version of this wave effect. When I realized Bricks & Motion's Movie Magic Contest would be a great opportunity to use this technique, I slowly began constructing the wave rig, filming tests and modifying it accordingly to get the speed right. Once we had a 4-wave version we liked, we began animation, but as filming went on we continued to modify the rig, eventually expanding it to 6 waves in total. Usually while animating, I just turned a single gear to make all the waves move, but I often had to fiddle with the rear waves a bit so the motion would stay fluid, as the gears wouldn't always turn super consistently. The waves in the back are on smaller gears to create a kind of forced perspective. Basically, they're meant to be farther away so their movement isn't as pronounced. To make the boat and shark fin rock, I built a rig that could slide left and right on tiles, move up and down using a gear, and tilt forward and back at the top. For ease of animation, I usually throw some sticky tack on these joints to make them hold their position better. While all of this articulation was helpful, I ended up just rotating it back and forth without the up and down or side to side motions for a lot of the shots. Inspired by Nathan Wells and Zach Macias' The Cleaners, as well as the theme of the contest, we thought it'd be cool to play around with different scales on this project. For the close-ups of the sailor, I made a scaled-up brick-built model of his head, leaving a slot for the different stages of the eyes opening and closing animation. This kind of replacement animation was pretty limited, but I tried to get a bit of subtlety by, for example, popping the eyepiece slightly off its studs after some of the blinks. I also built a scaled-up version of the side of the boat for one shot. Unfortunately, I accidentally bumped one of the pieces out of whack before animating, but luckily it's fairly out of focus, so it isn't super obvious. We also considered making a more in-depth musket loading sequence featuring a macro-scale ramrod and musket barrel. Finally, for the film's last shot, Greg built the big shark head as 2 separate halves. We put each half on a slider for horizontal movement and used hinge bricks for the rotation. To raise the shark, I just added plates and bricks to the support between each frame. This didn't allow for very subtle vertical movement though, so for some frames I loosened the connections between bricks, shoved sticky tack between them, or used headlight bricks on their sides to get the height I wanted. These techniques were sometimes tricky to get right, but since everything was in camera, we didn't have to do much post-production work besides sound and color correction. It was pretty cool.